Welcome to episode 7 of Bottoms Up with Arsenal. And while everything's going really rather well on the pitch, off the pitch is a bit of a different matter, and our financial situation is starting to give me real cause for concern. Let's go and have a look. We're going to start with the finances, and I am really worried about this financial situation because we are £204.5 million in the red. We've made a loss this season, and we're only Boxing Day. We've made a loss this season of 162.9 million, so 163 million basically. 15.3 million lost this month. And I'm starting to get a bit, because we are hemorrhaging money. We are hemorrhaging it. And I'm getting a bit concerned that we're going to end up having some sort of restrictions put on us or something like that, because this can't continue. And I don't know how a club the size of Arsenal is losing £204 million per month. If we look at our debts and loans, the transfer debt is only 10.9 million, which really is nothing. We've got a net debt of 193.5 million. But down here, there's no original debt, no remaining or anything like that. If we look at our projections, it projects that at the end of this season, we're going to be £284 million in the red, but getting better the following season with 272 million, so slightly better, but then plummeting again to 320 million. And I just don't understand where all this loss is coming from. You know, the turnover is meant to be a slight increase next season, but then decrease the following season. The expenditure is going down both seasons. So this is the thing. In case you've not guessed, I'm not an accountant. But if expenditure is going down each season, why are we hemorrhaging money, or going to be hemorrhaging money like we are there? It can only mean our income is going down, or projected to go down, by more than what our expenditure is. If we look at, there's a massive lump there, which I don't really know what it is. I think that was down to player sales, especially seeing as the bulk of it seems to have come during the transfer window. But yeah, I've looked through here, and transfer expenditure, it says there for this season, is 351 million. So that's probably quite a big part of it. Income, if we look at players sold, 146 million. So that's about 200 million. So it is about what we are in debt. But surely that money comes out during the transfer window. We're not just going to be hemorrhaging money all the way along, because at this point, even when we get to the end of the season, start of the new season, we're still going to be in the red and carry on plummeting with costs as well. So hopefully I'm worried about nothing, but this is giving me genuine cause for concern. In terms of what we're doing, and ultimately if you're kind of new to FM, as long as we're sticking to our transfer budget and our wage budget, which we are, we're underspent on our wage budget. We've still got £41 million in the transfer budget. Then we're doing what we're meant to be doing. But we could be in a situation where we get our transfer budget taken away from us and our wage budget cut. And we haven't really got much room for our wage budget to be cut. And that would also mean we're going to be in a bit of trouble in the summer in terms of bringing players in. But if we concentrate on what we're doing at the moment, and the last time you were here was for Paris Saint-Germain and Tottenham. So we lost against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League group phase. We beat Tottenham 1-0. Since then, we've just carried on being on a really nice run. We played Liverpool, hammered Liverpool 4-0. Bukayo Saka, Warren Zaire-Emery, and 2 goals from Kenta Mahara, getting us the win in that game. Then we played Manchester City in the league, away from home, with a 2-2 draw. Alistair Bruce getting on the score sheet in that game. Then we had Lazio in the Champions League, a 2-0 away win, Shaquille Van Persie and William Saliba. Then we played Crystal Palace at the Emirates and beat them 3-0, Shaquille Van Persie, William Saliba and Bukayo Saka with the goals in that game. We had a Carabao Cup quarter-final against Manchester United, which we did bring in a backup goalkeeper, backup right back. You know, we rested a couple of players, Gonzalez and Raphael in midfield, Alistair Bruce in the starting lineup along with Sangal, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, we went for on penalties. We was quite lucky to get through, really. But a win is a win. Then we had Brentford away, a 3-0 win. Lorenzo Pataka with a goal, Bukayo Saka and Ian scoring an own goal. I need to know what country Ian's from. It's probably Spain. No, he's Brazilian. Just wanted to know where he's from, because with a name just like Ian, he's obviously from Spain, Portugal, Brazil, something like that. Then we played Fulham at home, a 5-1 win in that game. Alistair Bruce, Nick Jonas-Schmetz getting a couple, Kenta Mahara and Warren Zaire-Emery on the score sheet. We also had a Saka missed penalty as well, as you can see there. But back to a full strength Arsenal team. And today we play Ipswich, who are 18th in the league, and Leeds, who are 19th in the league. In terms of when we're going to come back for the second half of the season, we're probably going to do more episodes in the second half of the season than we have in the first, because you've got bigger games coming up in the second half of the season. So I'm probably going to want to bring you both of the legs of the Carabao Cup semi-final. So after this game, we'll probably play Nottingham Forest and Huddersfield, maybe even West Ham off camera, and then do Newcastle and Norwich, or do West Ham and Newcastle, something like that. And then we'll come back for something like Newcastle and Everton for the episode that follows that. Skip the 2 Champions League games. We're in a pretty good position, 3rd place in the Champions League table on 15 points. We're 3 points clear of Inter. We have Monaco as the last game, who are, they're right up there with us. But our next game is against Derry City. So a win against Derry City, and we are all but qualified for the round of 16. So that's looking rather comfortable as well. We've got Huddersfield in the FA Cup 3rd round. In terms of transfers, Andre Sangu is going to be leaving the club. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that in the previous episode. 38.5 million rising to 50 million to Atletico Madrid. He just hasn't worked out for us. He's been getting the ump because he's not getting enough game time. And to be fair, he's not really had much game time in all the years he's been. I think he's in his 6th year now. And yeah, he's barely played 50 games for us. So it's a shame when you have to let a player like that go, but it is what it is. Obviously, no other transfer news to bring you because we're not in the transfer market yet. I'm not really looking at replacing Sangu either. So dynamics as well, very good team cohesion, excellent club atmosphere, and good managerial support. We have got Gustavo Gonzalez, who's very much not happy because he's not been able to go out on loan. Tough luck, I need you here. Raphael wants to leave to get better playing time as well. And we've said that if a reasonable offer comes in for him, we'll let him go. William Saliba wants to leave to move to a bigger club. Again, as I said before, we've accepted, or we've agreed that we will accept bids of like 70 million or 72 million, something like that. So he could be on his way out as well. One thing I am looking at, if we look at the squad for a moment and have a look at the wage bill, we've got the likes of Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, Restes, that all are like 400,000, 350,000, 325,000 pound a week. Even maybe the likes of Nwaneri and Havertz that are on 270, and Shaquille Van Persie as well, it's on 275,000. We may need to look at letting some of these players go. I'm more inclined to let Saka and Saliba and Havertz go because they're 32 and 34 years old. But we'll see how it goes. That's a future me problem, not a current me. Let's get into today's games. We need to get past this opening game. So Brighton are beating Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are mid-table at the moment. I think they'll be reasonably happy with that, to be fair. So opposition instructions are ticked. I believe I have picked the team. It's been a couple of days since I've been on this save, so I just need to make sure I have got the players that I want in the team. I believe I have. So let's click go. Let's get into the game against Ipswich. Away from home on the telly. I assume by on the telly they mean it's going to be on Amazon Prime. So I think they're the ones that usually have the Boxing Day games. 1 win in 5 for Ipswich. Not in the greatest of form. We are absolutely expecting to win both of today's games. They're against teams that are much further down the table. And that's going to be a penalty by the looks of it. Torres bringing down Kenta Mahara. I'm not going to interfere with who the penalty taker is either. I'm just going to let the game decide. I'm assuming it's going to be Saka that's going to take it. Looks like it is. Bukayo Saka at number 7. Steps up. 1-0 to the Arsenal. Good goal from Saka. 15th goal of the season for Bukayo Saka. I think that brings him level with Nwaneri now. Nwaneri's been in some really disappointing form. He's really not been scoring. He's not scored in a while, actually. And I'm a bit concerned about it because he got off to a flying start to the season, but he's just stopped scoring. And that's why recently the likes of Schmetz has come in up top. And Saka's gone down again, but it's not a penalty this time. Pataka has a ball to Mahara to Saka. And Warren Zaire-Emery puts it in the back of the net. I think that was his 5th goal of the season. Saka with a goal and an assist in this game. And yeah, as you can see, we've got Mahara playing in that central role with Schmetz up top and Nwaneri's on the bench. I mean, another way of looking at it, Mahara's going to take his free kick. It's in a pretty promising position, this is. Oof, just over the bar. But this Arsenal team is just brilliant. It really is. Seeing some of the football we're playing and actually sitting here watching it, it's just a delight. It really is a delight. And I think we've got every chance of winning most. Look at that from Thiago Silva. First goal for the club. Beautiful goal from Thiago Silva. He's in at the moment in the team ahead of, I can't remember who the other guy's name was now. Not that I forget people that quickly, I promise. But here's Ipswich with a rare attack, but we win it back with Schmetz to Escalada. Gives it to Saliba. Pataka to Saka. To Saliba. The amount of players we've got whose name ends in A as well. So it's with Saka again. Don't know where he's running, but he gives it to Pataka. Can he get the cross in? He does. It's Mahara to Saka. And look at that. Our 2 golden boys. Bukayo Saka, our legend. Mahara pretty much his understudy. Combining to make it 4-0. Saka with his 2nd goal of the game. And I just can't stop shouting enough about how delightful this team is. Look at that from Saka to Pataka, and look at that for a goal. I mean, look, I know Ipswich are not particularly great. They were 18th in the table before this. But we are 5-0 up after 30 minutes. We are literally dismantling Ipswich. They have a corner now, and really annoyingly, they score. And I've said it before that I hate it when FM does this, that you can't just have a 5-0, 6-0 win. It has to be 5-2, 6-3, something stupid like that. Here we go. There's another corner for Ipswich. Healy has the ball. I would say it's a rare attack. Restes comes out and collects it. But they're getting more and more attacks at the moment, which I'm not happy about. 5-0 up after 30 minutes. We should just be in absolute cruise control at this point. I mean, after a pretty heavy turkey dinner at Christmas, this is the kind of game you want, really, isn't it? But now Ipswich have suddenly turned into Barcelona in their prime and are all over us, which, again, in real life, I don't see this happening in real life football. If a team in the relegation zone is 5-0 down, they don't just suddenly come out playing like Real Madrid or Barcelona in their prime. You know, it's you might get it where the other team, the team that's 5-0 up, suddenly stops scoring because they take their foot off the gas. But this isn't that. I mean, they're getting corner after corner, Ipswich. I mean, come on. Here's Mahara, furthest man forward. And he just gives it away to Barmer, which again, earlier on in the half, it wouldn't have happened. He wins the header. They get onto the second ball. This is not right. Sports Interactive, please fix this because it happens too often. Okay, this doesn't happen in real life. Okay, you've got examples recently of, say, Arsenal versus Burnley in real life, Arsenal versus Sheffield United. The teams, 5 minutes after they've gone 5-0 down, have not just suddenly turned into the Harlem Globetrotters of Premier League football. Okay, I mean, you look at these stats. I mean, those stats suggest it should be a draw. It's just not. It's not reflective of real life football. And I know some people might say, well, it's not real life football. It's a game. But again, first highlight of the second half, it's Ipswich. They're a relegation threatened team whose morale is at an all-time low. They go 5-0 down in a game and then they just turn it on. It's not happening. It's not. I can't believe Ipswich are causing me to have a meltdown. I mean, I was actually looking at this thinking, well, half an hour gone. At half time, I'll make 3 substitutions. After an hour, I'll make another 2 substitutions. You know, we're in cruise control. I feel like we're hanging on and we're winning 5-2. I just don't understand it. Right, Alex Vale, who's suddenly turned into Lionel Messi. Right, an hour's gone. Let's have a look at making some stuff. So William Saliba suddenly turned into a donkey and can't do anything. So we take him off. Calvo can come off for Parisi. And Schmetz can come off. We bring Nwaneri on. We give him half an hour, see if he can actually get a goal in that time. Escalada's had a yellow card for us as well. So we have a highlight. Nwaneri with the free kick, puts it into the box. Mahara, oh, what a goal. 15th goal of the season for Mahara. So we've got Nwaneri, Saka now I think is on 16. And Mahara all on like 15 or 16 goals each. What a goal from Kenta. And I think at that point, I think we're going to take Saka and Mahara off. So he can come on for Bukayo Saka. Mahara can come off. Can Giardini play in there? Yeah. That was the other chap, Giardini, wasn't it? Thiago Silva and Giardini are the two that I can't really decide who I like best alongside Zaire Emery. So another highlight. It's with us. Well, it was with us, but Havertz decided to just leave the ball for Ipswich. We win it back. Kayunde with the loose ball to Escalada, to Parisi, to Escalada. Silva back to Escalada. Back out to Parisi, to Van Persie. Zaire Emery. This is looking promising. Oh, and it's just gone wide. Can we score a 7th? I mean, I'm getting greedy. I know I am. But by the way, we are 10 points clear of Tottenham at the top of the table as things stand at the moment. Nwaneri with a free kick. Silva's just in acres of space over there. It's probably going to be disallowed. The referee's got his finger in his ear hole. It probably is going to be disallowed, judging by the amount of space that he had. I mean, he was completely and utterly unmarked. Oh, no, it's been given. That was just terrible marking from Ipswich. Either that or just a great set piece from us. Parisi now to Van Persie. Crossed it in, but it was battling away from on the edge of the area. Ipswich win the ball back and kick it long upfield. They get the second ball. Zaire kind of won it back before just passing it back to him again. They get the cross into the box. And of course they score. I mean, this is probably... He's got his finger in his ear hole. Disallow it, ref. Disallow it. You know that was a mile offside. It's so obvious that was offside. Well done. Well done, ref. I noticed it straight away. I mean, a 9-goal thriller at the Ipswich Stadium. I forgot what their ground's called. I wanted to say Fratton Park, but it's not Fratton Park. Right, let's move on with that one. So yeah, we're 10 points clear of Tottenham at the top of the table. 7-2 win. Liverpool winning 4-2 against Southampton. Man City beating Newcastle 5-1. Tottenham beating Reading 4. There's some big wins on Boxing Day. There was a lot of turkeys being stuffed on Boxing Day, I've got to say. So yeah, 10 points ahead of Tottenham, 13 points ahead of Manchester United and Manchester City and Liverpool. I mean, that bit there's quite close, isn't it? But yeah, we'll meet you back here for the game against Leeds United. Welcome back. So a bit of transfer news. Andre Sangu, his transfer to Atletico Madrid for £45.5 million, potentially raising to 50 million, has gone through. The board were not happy, apparently. They say it's a good squad rotation option, so they're disappointed to see him leave. If we look at the finances, though, they've taken the money for themselves because it's not been added to our transfer budget, even though it says 100% of transfer revenue is made available. But our overall balance has suddenly improved by 40 million. So I would suggest they've taken that, which I'm fine with, but, you know, it's one of the reasons why I sold him was so it could help with the bank balance. And obviously we're a little bit better with our wage budget. Now, we have had an offer come in for Rafael from Real Madrid. We did promise to accept a reasonable offer for him. They came in originally with an offer of, I think it was 14 million, raising to 27 million or something like that. And I basically added 5 million onto the upfront cost to make it 20 million, raising to 33, so 5-6 million extra. Either way, it looks like he will accept that and he will leave. I'm not looking at signing an out-and-out replacement for him just yet. I'm probably going to wait till the summer. Main reason, I mean, he's a very handy player to have because he can play in all three of these positions, and he's a decent player without being world class. He's Brazilian. He's got one cap for them. His value is 33 million, so we couldn't really say no. What I did do is I had a look in our dev centre, and if we look at our under-21s, and I've shown you this guy before anyway, Janil Francis is trained in nation. He's 18 years old. I believe he'll be trained in club very shortly. How long has he been with us? He's come from a youth team, so he should be homegrown at club very, very soon. Yeah, 180 days left. So by the start of next season, he will be homegrown at club. And if we have a look at him, in terms of his attributes, are all going in the right direction. He's got terrific passing already, really good technique, teamwork, positioning. His vision could do a bit of improvement. He's determined. He's got good composure and bravery. His physicals are going in the right direction. He is a 5-star rated potential player, 1.5 star at the moment. He can already play as a centre back. We are training him in this position as a deep line playmaker on support. He can also step forward there a little bit, but he doesn't really know it yet. But again, it's something we can train him to do. And he's certainly a player that if we get short of options, we can bring him out of the under-21s and bring him into our first team, which if we actually go into the game or into the squad area, we have Giardini and Thiago Silva and Gustavo Gonzalez who can play in this central midfield role. At a push, we could get Diamande to do it as well. He can play there. He wants to be a deep line playmaker. I'm assuming he can do a ball winning midfielder. Yeah, he can. I mean, I would argue personally he'd be better as a ball winning midfielder. So we do have options there, but if we need to bring the youngster in, then we can. But this is the team we're going with for today's game against Ipswich. There's only a couple of changes. We've brought Nwaneri in place of Schmetz, just give Nwaneri some game time. You know, we're playing against a team lower down the table, try and get him some goals. And we've brought Gustavo Gonzalez in for Thiago Silva, despite his 2-goal heroics in the last game. So we've got Restes in goal, Calvo left back, Pataka right back, Escalada and Saliba in the middle, with Zaire, Emery and Gonzalez in the midfield. Van Persie and Saka out wide, Mahara in behind Nwaneri. Let's get on with the game. A lovely 7-2 win against Ipswich in the previous game. And I would really, really like a nice win. I'd like a clean sheet as well, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, if we can get a win with a clean sheet, 2, 3, 4 goals, I'll be quite happy with that. We're here at a packed out Emirates Stadium. The Christmas Day, Boxing Day celebrations have started to settle down now. And we're very much back to business. Of course, once you get into the new year, that's when the business end of the season really does start. So we have the ball. We did momentarily give it away, but we've won it back. Saliba gives it to Pataka, to Gonzalez. Tried a nice ball through, but that was a very calm header back to the goalkeeper by the Leeds United centre-back. Goes with a long kick upfield, which just gives the ball back to us. Pataka gives it to Saka. Back to Pataka, who now marauds down this right-hand side. Gives it to Mahara, who plays it back to him. Puts it into the box. Oh, and Nwaneri with the block shot. Just need it to go Nwaneri's way. We just need him to get a couple of goals. Get him back to scoring again. Because for most of the first half of the season, Ethan Nwaneri was deadly in front of goal. But then he just hasn't scored for a while. And we really desperately need him to get back to scoring again. He has assisted a few goals. Van Persie loses it. It's booted back down the field. Escalada picks up the loose ball, but he just gives it away. That was a poor pass from Escalada. And leaves a through here. And I think he got a block in for a corner kick. Pedrino will take the corner for Leeds. Saliba heads it away. Van Persie wins us a throw-in by the looks of it. So we've got the ball back. Here's Pataka now on the next highlight. Don't know what he was doing there. Saka cleared up field to Saliba, to Gonzalez. Lovely ball to Pataka, cross into the box, and it's just over the bar. That was a nice little move, actually, but we have got a bit of careless passing going on, which I'm not a fan of. There's not really been a great deal of activity in terms of shots on target in this first half so far. Only one, which is from us, or three now. We have dominated possession, though. But here's a goal kick from Leeds. They go long, we win it back. Not sure really what was going on there. It looked like neither team wanted to keep the ball. Zaire wins it back, gives it to Calvo, to Van Persie. Goes infield to Gonzalez, to Saka, Mahara. And that was a feeble shot from Kenta Mahara. Really was. Mahara with the free kick now. He's not going to score from there. There you go. So you kind of get to know when they're going to, or when they at least have a chance of scoring from a free kick. And Leeds have had no shots on target, 32% possession. We've had 6 shots on target with 68% possession, 92% pass completed to their 78. We really should be winning this. I'm going to point my finger. I don't like what I just saw from this team. Come on, boys. You're much better than this. And they can't. I mean, Nwaneri's having a 6.2. Why can't he play well? Why has he just suddenly just forgot how to play football? Right, he's on a 6.1. He's coming off. Let's bring Schmetz on for Nwaneri. I hate to say it, but unless Nwaneri can suddenly start scoring goals, I think he's done at the club. Because he's just not doing anything. Saka with the corner. Puts it into the box at the far post, and Mauricio Escalada scores it. That was pretty much basic set-piece football from Arsenal there. And I think might be needing to take Saliba off because he's looking a little bit tired and injured. So we're going to bring Kayunda on for him. Zaire is looking a bit tired as well. So if we bring Giardini on in his place. And I'm kind of thinking I might bring Caldurin on for Pataka. And I'm going to bring on for Calvo instead. We've got one more substitution we can use, but we'll keep that until around the 85th minute, just in case we pick up an injury 2 minutes after I make the substitution, which the game does tend to like to do to me. But this has been probably the most one-sided 1-0 I've seen in a long time. Right, who's looking tired? Kenta Mahara has not been particularly good today. So we'll bring him off and give it to Alistair Bruce. I mean, it's only 5 minutes plus stoppage time that we're giving to someone. But it's been dominant from us, but we are in a position where it only takes one moment of magic or one mistake from us for Leeds to absolutely be back in this again. So the ball's forward. They now have the ball with Hilton to Santiago. We win it back with Durin to Gonzalez to Saka. Saka gives it to Pataka. Can he get the ball in the box? He can to Schmetz and Nick Jonas-Schmetz. 5th goal of the season. It's why I've been starting him ahead of Nwaneri. He has been scoring a few goals. It's 2-0. We feel a lot more safer at 2-0 as well. And we've kind of seen both sides to us in this episode. We've seen in the game against Ipswich just how stunning we can look. And look at that. And then the game against Leeds, we've seen the other side to us where we're not looking that great, but we found a way to win. And then in these last couple of minutes, we've just turned it on with Schmetz. And there it is, a 3-0 win against Leeds United. Lovely stuff. You love to see it when you can battle your way through. In terms of our nearest competitor of Tottenham, are they playing today? Oh, they've lost. So Tottenham lost. We're 13 points ahead of Manchester United, Man City and Tottenham, who are all on 42 points. We've even got a game in hand over Manchester City as well. So that is amazing football for us. Saliba's got fitness concerns, that's fine. One thing I just want to show you, just as you know, I'm not making this up. If we actually look at Nwaneri's, I mean, you have to go all the way back to the 5th of November. Bear in mind, I'm on the 29th of December. 5th of November, the last time he scored a goal, which was in a game against Southampton. he's played in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games without scoring. And even that goal there was against Southampton. He hadn't scored in the previous 3 games to that. Whereas before that, he was scoring in pretty much every game. He has had a couple of assists, like I say, recently, coming on as a substitute. But we need him scoring goals. I mean, that just about says it all. His average rating is 6.93. It's just not been good enough for him. And like I say, Nick Jonas-Schmetz has been a lot better. And he's probably the one we're going to go with in the next game. But in terms of where we come back next, where's my schedule gone? There it is. Like I say, I think we'll come back for maybe do West Ham and Newcastle, or Newcastle and Norwich. So either way, we're going to have the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg in the next episode. That will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. as always. Please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.